We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, you know, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're gonna be happy regardless. Legendary. Ooh.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept you like a focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
Shedeur Sport by kingdavidjordan.
Okay, all right. How's everybody doing? It's your boy KDJ. Let's go. I hope you guys are having a great day. King Joe Show. It's been a fantastic while. It's been a while. I should have left you without a dope beat to step two. What's going on? It's your boy. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to talk about. Thank you so much. So let's talk. Welcome to the King Joe Show. Man, it's been a while. I know. This season 2. We finally back. I know y'all been waiting. A lot of you guys have been waiting. And y'all be like, Katie, where you been? Where you been? Where you been? That's how y'all been sounding. You know, it's like, where you been? You know, when you coming back live, Katie? When you coming back live? Well, guess what? The time is here. The time is now, and we're here. Thank you so much for joining me here on the King Joe Show. Your time means so much to me, and you mean so much. Listen, always go for your goals. Don't never give up. Don't never give up. Always go for your goals, because success is going to look fantastic on you. Man, we got a crazy show for you today. The big, huge news that is taking over all of media, social media, television, everything. And it's the two big things that we've been talking about. One, the Shannon Sharpe that we'll get to at the end of the show, a little bit later than the last segment. But first, last night, we had the NFL draft. The NFL draft hit off last night, and it was interesting. Very good. You see I got the polka dots, the blue and white polka dots, because, you know, y'all know I'm a Cowboys fan. Cowboys here and there. I got to call the polka dots because, you know, we come back tonight with the draft tonight, second round tonight, third and fourth round tomorrow, and it's going to be great. But last night we had a draft at Green Bay, the home of the Green Bay Packers, and it's crazy. Anytime I go live, I always start get calls from people. The Green Bay Packers is having the draft was last night. NFL draft was last night. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 100,000 people there. It was a fantastic time and a fantastic moment in time that was going on last night, and it was beautiful. The thing that was crazy about last night, and the big news for last night, was we went a whole first-round draft choice. The number one pick, Cam Ward. You had some great picks throughout the night. Cam Ward from Miami ends up going to the Titans, which we all kind of knew that was going to happen. But the big news of the night was the fact that Shedeur Sanders, was not drafted. Out of all the people last night, Shedeur Sanders ended up not being drafted in the first round. And it's been a big issue, and a lot of people have been talking about the fact that Shedeur Sanders was not drafted in the first round. And I've heard everything. I've heard everything from, oh, it's racism. It's his dad, the Sanders name. It's the fact that the NFL tried to humble him. And all this is going on, except for the one thing that people have not said, and this is, I'm going to give y'all the loop here. And let me say this. All those does play a role. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. All those factors, our people's opinions. And then everybody has an opinion now. Everybody has a microphone. Everybody has a camera. Everybody has a podcast. All these opinions are legitimate, right? But y'all know me. Y'all know I'm Katie. I look at stuff from a different lens a lot of times. And that's why you guys watch it and y'all listen. Because y'all gonna get a different perspective. And I'm of the perspective of, it's not either. It's not the fact that he's in Sanders. And it's not the fact that he's black. Because it seems like in media, everything has to be black. Everything has to be color. We always turn every single thing to color. Oh, it's a black man. And the reason why Shedeur Sanders, it's the disrespect because it's a black man and his dad is Dion is black. And this is the reason why he ain't making it's a black and white thing. Yeah. Oh, the NFL, those owners are racist and they trying to humble a black man. And I'm like, yeah, possibly, but probably not. Probably not, because the first overall pick was Cam Ward. And if you know anything, this is what I hate to tell people. People look at me crazy. They be like, whoa, he was, Shedeur Sanders is so haughty and he's so uppity and he needed to be humble. And I'm like, do y'all know who the first level one overall pick was? It's Cam Ward. And if anybody's, nobody, have you seen the interactions between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders? True sports fans see the interactions between the two. And nobody sits up there and says, Cam Ward is just as arrogant and is just as uppity as Shedeur Sanders. Maybe even more in some issues in some situations. And if you look at the two, both of them are pretty arrogant. Have you seen the back and forth between the two of them? Have y'all seen the workouts with Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders and the noise that they talk? Both of them are super arrogant. And you kind of have to be arrogant to be a top pick, a top NFL pick, and a top draft pick in the NFL. You have to be have a little arrogance. To want to be one of the best, you got to have a little arrogance. I kind of hate people being like, oh, they need to humble themselves. Man, listen, only person I need to humble myself before is God. You need to show some humility. You know how arrogant you got to sound to tell somebody else they need to show humility? You know how arrogant you got to be, like, you need to humble yourself. You know how you put yourself on the pedestal to look back down and somebody say, they need to humble themselves. You need to eat some humble pie. You being arrogant, that's crazy. The only person you should humble yourself to is God. And if you want to be the best, you better walk around like you got, because guess what? People are sitting there to knock you down at every opportunity. Every opportunity, you're going to catch scrutiny. Anytime you strive for greatness, you're going to catch scrutiny. And a lot of times, and I was saying on my place, a lot of times people are upset because your greatness reflects back on people. Instead of people looking at you and saying, oh, he's great, it reflects and it shows that they're inadequate or they're ordinary. So people are like, oh, Shedeur didn't get drafted because he's humble is ridiculous. Because if you look at Cam Ward is super arrogant. If you look at the top picks of the night, all you saw was arrogance. Green Bay drafted the best wide receiver. I feel like one of the best wide receivers is going to be a problem in Green Bay. One of the best wide receivers, and he came out there and they told him, hey, man, listen, it's on the popping. You could have sued all the first round draft picks to a certain extent had, except for maybe the country boy that went to the Patriots. Like, he was real humble. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just a country guy. But even he was like, yeah, I represent the Patriots. I know what it is. All those guys, to get to the level that you're a first round draft pick, you got a little bit of arrogance. You probably got I'm a little bit better than you. I work harder than you, and I'm better. So everybody talking about Shedeur didn't get it because he was so arrogant and he was so uppity and I'm like, nah, because Cam Ward is just as uppity and sedity as Shedeur Sanders. Cam Ward is just as confident in himself as Shedeur Sanders. And some will say more confident in his ability than Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders did not get drafted in the first round because he's arrogant. That's something that the media portrays to get you hooked in. They be like, yeah, that's what it is. Shedeur Sanders, I've heard that. He's arrogant. He need to be humbled by the GMs. The GMs don't care about humbling. They care about the bottom line. Can we win? Can you get us victories? Can you sell tickets? Can you make money? Can you perform? Deion Sanders is one of the most arrogant. If we're going to talk about arrogance, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders is one of the most arrogant players in NFL history. The man showed up to the combine, dropped out with Jerry curls and glasses, and ran a 4.2, put his suit back on and walked back out. Nobody is more arrogant than Deion Sanders. And Deion Sanders never, as long as he could perform, never had an issue finding a home to play at. Never had an issue. No problem whatsoever. But we want to make the narrative to be, oh, he's a black kid that the white man is trying to humble. Come on, man. It ain't always black and white. Oh, they don't like him because he's a Sanders. Let's keep it real, man. To be honest with you guys, the fact that Shaduer is a Sanders is probably the big reason why we are having this discussion today. His last name is kind of propelled him up to like, yeah, we definitely got to talk about it. And the NFL really looks at, let's say, if we really want to be honest about it, the NFL really looks at Shedeur Sanders like Bronny James. Talented, yes. But does he get a little bit of nepotism because of his father's last name? Of course he does. Does he get a little bit of an advantage because he's a Sanders? Of course he does. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, please, if you enjoy what you're hearing, please take the time to hit like, subscribe on X. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. Make sure you share it on Twitter, Facebook. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. But all this is going down, and we're watching this, and I'm looking at the media, and I'm seeing what the media is portraying. I'm looking at what's going on social media, and I'm seeing what social media is saying, and I'm standing back and looking like, kind of told y'all this was going to happen. And they were like, what? I was like, kind of told y'all it was going to happen. I didn't tell you this. They was like, oh, well, your draft he was not. I hope that Shedeur Sanders got in the first round. Because I like him. I like him. I actually like the arrogance. I actually like the fact that he's not scared to be who he is. I'm one of those people that say, hey, man, be who you are. Be unapologetically yourself. And see, that's what we're hypocritical as a community, because in the community we say we want us to be unapologetically ourselves, but truthfully we don't. Truthfully, we want you to act a certain way that we feel like is necessary for you. You can be unapologetically yourself as long as we agree with how you're acting. As long as we agree with how you're acting, be unapologetically yourself. But at the end of the day, when you really are unapologetically you, it becomes a problem. And the truth of the matter is, the reason Shedeur Sanders, and I said it last year, I said that a lot of GMs are going to pause on Shedeur Sanders. And people was like, what? I said, hey, if I was a GM, I would pause on Shedeur Sanders. And it's like, pause on Shedeur Sanders. Like, yep. It's like, what do you mean pause on Shedeur Sanders? And if you don't believe me, let me show you. This is what I said last year. I want you guys to pay attention. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Allow. And hold on. Google Chrome. All right, here we go. I would probably question. I don't know if you guys can hear it. And I think Deion, as a father, has to be looking kind of worried too. And the reason why I'm kind of questioning drafting Shedeur Sanders is he's taken a beating in the college ranks. And I'm talking a beating. Listen. And you can even start to see a little bit of him flinching and a little bit. during the middle while he's dropping back the pass and little thing. And I know he's a warrior. I'm for him. I just think he's taking too much of a beating. He's getting hit pretty much every time he goes back to throw. And I'm fearful and frightful that this might hamper his pro career. So I think it's just something that, we have to keep an eye on. But as a GM, I just don't think I'm giving. It might be something to really look at and say, okay, is he too punch drunk to be a starting quarterback? We saw it happen with Mike Vick. We've seen it happen with Derek Carr. We've seen it happen with different quarterbacks where they take an absolute beating and it affects them long term. Even on Andrew Luck, it affects them long term. So just something that I'm noticing. We'll talk about more Wednesday. The Unnamed Sports Show, King Joe. Back to the game. 14.
Now, this is last year. This is last year. Well, earlier this year. This is October. Well, no. This is last year. This is October. This is 2023. And it was something that I noticed in 2023 that a lot of people would not, and have not talked about. And what I noticed in 2023 was, at the end of the day, in 2023, Shedeur Sanders. Guys, let me say this. Let me preface this before I go further. The issue with Shedeur is this. I kind of bring Dion a little bit too. But the issue with Shedeur is the game has changed. And if you were drafting 2-3 years ago, maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, this Shedeur Sanders is definitely a first round draft pick. Because he's a pocket passer. But in 2025, especially after coming off a victory from the Philadelphia Eagles, winning the championship with Jalen Hurts, and the last couple of years, you having Patty Mack winning championships, and you have Josh Allen winning MVPs, and you have Lamar Jackson winning MVPs. What they're looking for is a quarterback a little bit different than what Shedeur Sanders actually offers right now. Wait a minute, it's not because he's arrogant. No, it's not because he's arrogant. It's not because he's a Sanders. No, it's not because he's a Sanders. It's because he's black. No, it's not because he's black. Then what is it? The thing is, as a quarterback in 2025, he's not a dual threat. People quarterback, and it took me a minute to realize, and I gotta give props to an ESPN analyst. And he said something. When he said something, I said, you know what? I was like, you sure right. He said, hey, if we look at the height and the absolute top of Shedeur Sanders in the quarterback, out of all the quarterbacks, and we look at he reaches his full potential compared to the other potentials in the quarterback, who would be the first quarterback? Cam Ward. Then they asked the question, and this was the one that kind of took me aback. This was the one that kind of took me aback. They said, hey, if you had Jalen Miro and Shedeur Sanders, and both of them reached their top tip talent of potential, who is the better quarterback? And everybody at that table said, Jalen Miro. And at first I was like, what? And then I thought about it. I was like, you're right. In 2025, you're absolutely right. Shedeur Sanders is probably going to get drafted before Jalen Miro. But I don't know. I would not be surprised if Jalen Miro gets drafted before Shedeur Sanders. Why? Why? Because Jalen Miro runs a 4.3. And he has a cannon for an arm. That translates in today's NFL. Look at the stars. The NFL prototype quarterback in 2025 is not what Shedeur is. The prototypical quarterback in 2025 is who? Josh Allen. It's Lamar Jackson. It's Patrick Mahomes. The rookie of the year was Jaden Daniels. dual threat quarterbacks. And Deion might have messed up this time because what Deion did with his son was created a pocket passer. Take all the politics, take all the headlines, take all the everything else, and let's just look at football. Let's look at sports. Because trust me, we got enough headlines when we talk about Shannon Sharpe. We got more. When we get into that subject with Shannon Sharpe, oh, it's gonna be political all day. But if we talk about sports, yes, sports. If we talk about sports, then guess who we're talking about? We're gonna sit there and we evaluate sports and what NFL teams are looking for in 2025 is a dual threat quarterback. They're not looking for pocket passers. That's why the Giants, when they draft with the Giants, because we all saw when the Giants went from being when they traded back into the first round, everybody was talking, oh, this is the time for Shedeur. And the Giants is like, no, it's not. The Giants is like, nope, it's not. The Giants says it's time for Dart. It was like, who? From Ole Miss? It's like, yes, we're going to draft Dart. And we said, why? Why Dart? It's because it's a Sanders. No. It's because Shedeur is arrogant. No. Why y'all drafted Dart over Sanders, over Shedeur? He's more athletic. He's faster. He's faster. And I'm scared that this fall for Shaduer is going to be people saying Cleveland. Some people say Pittsburgh. It really was, because if you really, really think about it, and everybody talk about Pittsburgh and everybody's mad at Tomlin, but Tomlin does what Tomlin does. Tomlin gets out there and Tomlin drafts defense. He's a defensive-minded coach. That's how Tomlin was all smiles when they drafted the defensive player. He got somebody going along with Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward was getting older. Got 2 or 3 years left. Tomlin was smiling. He's like, yeah, we got my defensive player. Now, I do think Tomlin's not going to win a Super Bowl unless he gets him a quarterback. And they might say that, hey, that might mean that Aaron Rodgers and Pittsburgh are closer than what we think. We'll see. Or Pittsburgh is saying, hey, we want to get a dual threat quarterback. I would not be surprised if Jalen Miro is taken before Shedeur Sanders. Wouldn't be surprising at all. Why? Jalen Miro runs a 4.3, has a cannon for an arm. Is it a project? Yes, very much so. But a lot of times when you're a project like that, that X factor that gets you out of trouble, a lot of time is the ability to use your legs. The ability to use your legs. And I know this is not what a lot of you want to hear, because a lot of you want to be like, oh, it's racist. They don't like a black man. A lot of you want to be like, oh, they just don't like a black man. I get it. I understand. A lot of you want to be like, oh, it's Deion. They don't like Deion. And I'm like, nah. It's just he's not what the league is looking for right now. Because if Shedeur ran a 4.2 or a 4.3, if Shedeur ran like Deion, Shaduer's first pick in the draft. They don't care. They don't care. If Shedeur ran like Deion, he's first pick in the draft. If Shedeur gets up there and run a 4.3, he's first pick in the draft. It's the first pick. But they said Shedeur is running like a 4.7 or 4.8. In the film, you're not seeing him being like, oh, let me get away from you. He slides well. He has a little bit of mobility. But they're not looking for the next Tom Brady, unfortunately. They're looking for the next Patrick Mahomes. They're looking for the next Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. That's who they want. They want an athletic quarterback that can get out of harm's way. Especially as a young quarterback, one of the most important things to a young quarterback is their legs right now. Even that's why, like, I was listening to when I was coming up with this take, I was doing my research, and I don't just like giving takes to be, contrarian. I like to actually like do my research and try to open it up. And when I was looking at this take, and I was doing my research on this take, and I was sitting there looking at it, and I heard Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin was talking about when the Cowboys got Joe Milton, and Michael Irvin was saying, "Hey, we're excited because we got a young man that can run." And I thought about it. I was like, yo, when the Cowboys were at their best, and let's be honest, what got Dak Prescott the contract and won the job was the fact that he can run and throw. The reason why Dak Prescott has been struggling is because he's become one-dimensional. And you hear us every week. You would hear me saying and other sports analysts saying, hey, run, Dak, run. And then we start seeing he can't get away. Do y'all see these guys that they're drafting at defensive end? These jokers are running 4.3, 4.4, 4.5. Atlanta Falcons drafted a guy that's 6'5", 240, runs a 4.4. Cleveland, they drafted Micah Parsons Jr. The issue with Shedeur is not the fact that he's arrogant. Really, that's what listen. Really, as a quarterback, as a person that you want your leader to have a lot of arrogance. Let me know what you think in the comment section. It's not because he's a Sanders. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining me, man. I appreciate you guys. The numbers looking great. Thank you guys. It's not because he's a Sanders. It's because he's a drop back quarterback. And the league has changed, and the league is looking now for dual threats. Dual threats. And what we have is we have a lot of sports analysis and sports analysts and TV personalities that want to make it a conversation about what is not. And what the real conversation is Shedeur Sanders, when you're looking at the evaluation process, the scouts and everyone else's. And you got some scouts that were being ridiculous. And you had some things that came out that were ridiculous. Because, ESPN is trying to get you to watch their draft coverage. So, yeah, they had some scouts and some stuff. They ran with the ridiculous stories. But at the end of the day, these teams want to win. They want to bring in a quarterback that's going to draw numbers and somebody that they feel like they can win with. And if you got a team like Cleveland that needs a quarterback, you got a team like New Orleans that needs a quarterback, you got a team like the Giants that needs a quarterback, and the Steelers that need a quarterback, and they say, yeah, we good. That's not because they don't like you. I guarantee you, that's not because you're just arrogant. It's because, man, they don't feel like you have the skill set that they're looking for in the position that they want right now that's worth the number one draft or the first round draft pick. Tennessee Titans, when they drafted Cam Ward, I'm not a huge Cam Ward fan. I like him. But you know what they said? They said, hey, he has a rifle for an arm, and that joker he's mobile enough to get out of harm's way. He reminds us a lot of who? Patrick Mahomes. Dart, the New York Giants. He's mobile. He has an arm. They say, we need that. That Kaden Clark is coming. What's up, Tommy Dukes? That Kaden Clark is coming. He says mobile. He needs an arm. Thanks, Tommy. Hey, you know when the season started, it was about 2 weeks away. You know we on that. That's why we had to come back. The new season is here, baby. He's mobile. Dart is mobile. He can run. And guess what else? Guess what else? Oh, no. He's mobile. He can run. And guess what else? He can throw that thing. These are the reasons why people are saying, hey, this is why we got. When you see Shedeur process is real good. Not the strongest arm. Not the most athletic. It says second, third round. Dion, and if we watch the season, like I said earlier in the other video, and then we're gonna move on to Shannon and we get out of here. Like we said last year, if you watch the video, if you watch the film, and I was saying this, hey, Jim's gonna be like, hey man, because he's taking a lot of hits. He's not able to get out of harm's way. And he was playing in, what, Big 12? He was playing in the SEC. Dart played in the SEC. He played with Ole Miss. Jay Will said, what's up, Jay Will? How you doing, brother? Jay Will said, was he supposed to go? I don't think he was supposed to go first round. I think because the game has changed. Jay Will, the game has changed. Tommy Dude said, are you done covering? No, we're not done covering. We're definitely going to have that Caitlin card coming, guys. Definitely. The game has changed. Shout out to my community, man. My wife kind of got on to me last night. She said, King, and I tell you, we're going to do another video. I'm going to do another video later where we talk about what's been going on, what's been happening. And, it's good to be back. Thank you, guys. Good to see you, Jay Will. Good to see you, Tommy. These things have to, the league has changed. And now they're looking for dual threat quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Those guys have opened up the doors. And it's really cool because now, before, if you was an athletic quarterback, you would be like, they were showing you, be like, nah, we don't want that. We want a pocket passer. They would say somebody like Randall Cunningham was a system quarterback. They would say Michael Vick make highlights, but you couldn't win a championship with them. In order to win, you need a prototypical quarterback. Drop back. But that's not the league anymore. And I think Dion misread it. I think some of the analysts misread it. They still thought this was the league where we wanted Tom Brady. And the league said, no, we don't want Tom Brady right now. We want Lamar Jackson. We want Patrick Mahomes. And that's what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching the King Joe Show. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Lord, I've been trying to avoid this conversation. But we gotta tell the truth of what's really going on with Shannon. We'll be back. Quick couple of minutes. Thank you so much. If you guys don't mind, go ahead while we're taking the break, hit the like button. Make sure, let me get the thumbs up. Get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Make sure you share. Make sure you like. Thank you guys for watching the King Joe Show.
Okay, 2 years ago, this song came to me in my sleep.
You never took your grace away.
I was in Aiken, South Carolina, and I was in a hotel room, and this came to me.
Took your grace away.
So I literally turned over and grabbed my phone and started recording this track.
You never took your grace.
All right, this is me, and I'm just waking up. I had a dream about this song in my sleep, so I'm trying to put the song together. So I get up out of my sleep, looking rough, crazy. Now here's the track I got. If you know this track, you know what it is. So here's me. I'm going to the bathroom to use the bathroom, wash my face, and to actually. And I'm hitting the track and recording myself on the phone. I just woke up, literally. I heard this in my sleep. It's in a dream. So I get on Facebook and I say, hey, I need to get to the studio, man, Aiken, South Carolina. So my friend, Pastor Terrence Thomas, says, hey, man, if you want to, I got a studio close to you. Come down. So I come down to record. And now we're listening to me I've kind of put a scratch track together, demo form. And if you hear what I say here, I say here, rock this track. Now, I said he rock the track, and I kind of, gave it to him. But the track it stayed on my heart. So I kind of went and recorded it. And this is how it sounds now.
You never took your grace away. How many of y'all know that God never took his grace? Say it again. You never took your grace away. Lord, you never took your joy away. I was so stubborn, so stubborn. I was so stubborn, I disobeyed. But you never took your grace away. Put those hands together one time. Yeah.
New album from King Jordan.
You never took your grace, yeah.
Y'all get the new album for the audience.
You could have left me alone.
Coming
never took your grace away. Never took your grace away. Come, let's say this. You never took your joy away.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Welcome back to the King Joe Show. Oh, Shannon. Oh, Shannon. Let's go ahead and get into it. Shannon Sharpe has been going through it here recently. He's been going through it recently. Going through a lot. And we just got news last night that Shannon Sharpe really, if you don't know, Shannon Sharpe is going through a civil suit case. He's been sued by famous civil and sexual assault attorney. That's bad when they call you a famous, you have a title, what type? He's a sexual assault attorney. Tony Busby. You know what I'm saying? So Shannon has been sued by Tony Busby, and they have Shannon for sexual assault. Now he's been accused of assaulting a young lady twice, once last year, the end of last year, and once this year, in a relationship he had with a alleged 20-year-old. Now Shannon is what, 56? Oh, look, Shannon Sharpe, 56. Oh, let me see. Shannon Sharpe is what, 56? So Shannon at 56 is sleeping with a 20-year-old. Interesting. And when we look at the situation, it's been a lot of stuff going on. Everybody's sharing the Monique clips. Everybody's sharing the Cat Williams clips where he's sitting there. Monique's telling him, hey, you need to mess with someone your old age. The Cat Williams telling him he don't need to mess with white women. And, everybody's having their own different opinion on what's going on. And And I really wanted to I did want to talk about this, right? I told my wife, when we sitting there, I was laying down with E, and I told E, I said, babe, listen, I really don't want to talk about this. And she said, she said, why? And I said, Shannon is, I went to Savannah State also. And Shannon Sharpe is a part of my alma mater, Savannah State. He's T5, all those things. So, I had the chance to meet him a couple of times. And a couple of times I said hello. He's been very gracious. All right. But if we and there's certain things that and I know and I've heard alleged, certain reputation. And I know a lot of people want to sit there and say, oh, he should be messing with them young girls. A lot of people say, oh, he's a black man. He should be messing with those white women. But no one's really sitting here and really dealing with what the real situation is. And the real situation is, and y'all don't know, it hurts me just to talk about this, right? It really does. It hurts me to even speak on this, but we're going to do it anyway, okay? Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, because y'all might leave after I tell y'all what the real situation is. The real situation is Shannon Sharpe has a history of this. This isn't new. This been going on for a while with Shannon Sharpe. And I get it, and I understand, because what we have is we find people, and I like Shannon Sharpe. This is not to destroy him. This is not to tarnish his name. It's not to put him down. This is just to state facts. He been caught up with he been getting exactly. Jay Will, exactly. I don't know why people look at it and say, oh, Shannon this. I'm like, Shannon Sharpe been doing this for a while. Y'all just haven't been paying attention. Y'all haven't been paying attention. And if you know his history, this ain't just started. This didn't start this year, last year. Shannon Sharpe is it's a lot of accusations of Shannon Sharpe. And it really has followed Shannon Sharpe a lot of his career. And that's what the media and everybody keep talking. Oh, Cat Williams told her to lead them slow buddies. And I'm like, no, it ain't really about the slow buddies. Monique told her to lead them young women, because those people have agendas. Nah, this ain't really got to do with young women. This is Shannon. At the end of the day, I get sometimes we make mistakes. We do things that we shouldn't do. But, one time, all right, cool. 2 times, all right. All right now. 3, 4 times might be a habit. And all I'm saying is, this has kind of been the trail that's been following him majority of his career. And a lot of people saying that him paying money, like, because his attorney, oh God, his attorney came out, and I thought it was just like, oh my God, Shannon's in trouble. And I was telling people, because I'm in a chat with a couple of good friends of mine, and we were talking, and I was telling people, I said, listen, man, Shannon's in trouble. And it's like, nah, he got the text messages and he's showing that it was consensual and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I hear y'all. But listen, I know the history. This has followed Shannon for a while. This ain't something that just popped up and be like, oh, Shannon Sharpe, this is a one-off. No. And this happens a lot. Jay was said him get busy in the bedroom was strange. But this has happened on multiple occasions to Shannon. This reputation, these accusations have followed him throughout his career. You know why it was easy for him to throw a number at him? Because he's done it before. And I'm gonna surprise. Let me surprise you guys too. And this is not like, let me say it. I'm not trying to throw Shannon under the bus, but this is the truth. Shannon's done it before. He's thrown numbers and he's paid for, situations to go away. When his lawyer got up there and basically admitted that Shannon offered $10 million to have this go away, we was like, people was like, oh, that means he's guilty. I'm like, no, this is the normal, what they normally do. That Negro's guilty. No, it doesn't mean that. What it is this is the norm. And in the NFL, I know players personally in the NFL that have that their family members and have told me personally, hey, yeah, they got caught up, and the NFL's first thing was pay them off. Keep this hush, get the NDA signed, give them the money, pay it off. They keep this hush. Jay Will said that Shannon offered 10 and she said no, it said something. This is just a normal occurrence in the league. This is a normal occurrence for people that have money. This is a normal occurrence of guys who are betas. I know Shannon got the muscles. He talked loud. But at the end of the day, the biggest issue with Shannon Sharpe is Shannon Sharpe. It's not the white girls. It's not the snow bunnies. It's not the young women. The issue is Shannon Sharpe. And that's what we're not willing to say. We want to make it about everything else instead of what it's really about is that Shannon needs some counseling and help. Because his reputation is like this. Oh, I know y'all mad. Don't get mad. Hey, y'all want the truth or y'all want to keep hearing this bullcrap? A lot of times people still want to hear the bullcrap. Think about it. Let's break it down. Shannon Sharpe at Savannah State. Let's move on. All right. Shannon start as the Denver Bronco. Shannon Sharpe as a Baltimore Raven. Okay. No, it's closed. It's hushed. Paid off. Now, let's go. Shannon Sharpe at CBS. Fired. HR. Fire HR. This is stuff you can look up. This is not King Joe making this up. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm going to read it. Hold on. I just saw fire HR. Article just came out today. I want to show you what I'm talking about. Let me make sure. Let me find it real quick. And see, this is the thing. When we really start looking at what happens, and you start seeing that hold on. I actually got it. Got the article here. You start legitimately seeing what happened and how people are. You start noticing that, hey, all right, yeah. Shannon previously worked at CBS, and when he was at CBS, this is in what year? Let me get the year. Make sure I get the right year. All right. Shannon Sharpe worked for CBS from 2004 to 2014. He was the co-host of in the year for he was the co-host of the NFL Today. Before joining FS1. Allegations and controversies connected to Sharpe have resurfaced in the public eye, especially amid this recent lawsuit. But the current legal issues and his stepping aside happened while there were issues that were reported in HR that Shannon Sharpe had some allegations going on while he was at CBS. Think about it. There were some alleged issues going on at CBS that make some assume some HR issues. And recently there was a new article that at Fox Sport 1, Shannon had some issues. And I just read that this morning. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. All right, yeah, here it is. Shannon Sharpe faced allegations during some of his tenure at Fox Sports 1 while co-hosting Undisputed. Sharpe was accused of choking a female production assistant. What is up with Shannon in this choking? According to reports, the incident was settled privately for several hundreds of thousands of dollars with no formal lawsuit filed. Sharpe's representative denied choking allegations. This is by Front Office Sports. The event was describing it as a playful interaction. This is according to Front Office Sports. The alleged incident was not being previously reported. This is not an issue of, it's a young woman. Because you know how people want to do. They be like, he need to start messing with y'all. Well, date somebody your age. That's what them old nannies do. All the old nannies say, date somebody your age until they say Tracy Ross. And they be like, oh, that's what Tracy Ross was right. Until they see Drea Michelle. Oh, Drea Michelle, you know. She's living her best life. But then they're going to say, date somebody your age. No, stop it. This has to do with Shannon. This has to do with Shannon. It's something he's going to have to figure out. He stepped down. If I get caught stealing today, stealing 5 years from now, 20 years from now, more likely I have a problem. Jay will say more likely I have a problem. And this is the issue with Shannon. Shannon, this happened. This has happened over the course. And listen, man, if you into the BSDM, I have no listen. That's between you and God. You got him to make the person that you're doing it with. How freaky you get in your bedroom is your business. How freaky I get in my bedroom is my business. None of your business. And this is embarrassing that this has been brought to the forefront. But for the Shannon Sharpe been giving us these clues for years. I like Miss B Nasty. Yeah, I know who Miss B Nasty. I had to go look and see who was talking about Miss B Nasty. He talking about that nightcap. That's my type. I was like, You like the prostitute hoe type? That's your type. I mean, if you love it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. That's my type. I would have, hey, and there's Miss B last. I would have looked up Miss B last. I said, Shannon, you nasty. Hey, Miss B nasty, Miss B nasty, my type. I would have looked at Miss B nasty. I was like, Shannon, you nasty. I had to go pray. Shannon, think about all the stuff. Like, I know y'all like King, you giving shit. No, I'm not. I'm Shannon Sharpe. I want Shannon. If you like it, I love it. Hey, whatever Shannon Sharpe, what you do in your bedroom, what you do, bro? I sure don't want y'all coming to my bedroom. That's to see me and my lady. I'm just not out here publicizing it. And I definitely ain't forcing nobody where they feeling uncomfortable and they have to write a letter to say, hey man, I felt uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. Now, let's keep it a buck. Do I think this is a money grab? Yes. Of course it is. Definitely. Of course it is. But this is why I do agree with people saying, Shannon, come on, bro. You got to be on your G. This is why we have to start thinking of Shannon as a beta. Because the alpha is on this G to be like, all right, man, let's make sure this don't happen. I'm pretty sure Chris Brown still has anger management problems. But we haven't seen another Rihanna incident. Pretty sure he does. But he put himself in a position where this doesn't happen again. Shannon, why aren't you in the position where this keeps happening? My boy, he said, he's like, man, my boy, he's telling me, he said, man, yo, man, like, if you really think about it, man, think about this. Shannon had to apologize to Megan Thee Stallion, different ones, saying what he'll do to her. He's like, man, we ain't mad at you. Like, the regular man probably feels that way, but dog, you got played by the OnlyFans girl. We ain't gonna talk about that. Everybody talk about everything else except what we really talking about. The fact that the type of woman that he's trying to get with is trash. And we like, yo, man, she's trash. You could have went and just bought some and been like done with it. You paying and she don't put you on blast. Now she want $50 million. That's because of the type of woman she is. It's not because she's young. I know 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds that are loyal to their guys. And they got older men. They're not trying to entrap them. They legitimately love them. They alphas. I know some black dudes with some white women, and them white women ain't going nowhere. They in it for death do us part. But those men are alphas. How many times we done sit there and listen, the whole thing was, hey man, Shannon Sharpe is a little saucy. That was the whole thing, right? And now we like, all right, cool. He's got some issues. You gotta find a partner that to be like, I'm cool with everything that you're doing, but at the same time, you gotta protect yourself because you're Shannon Sharpe. But these type things have followed him throughout his career. If this was a one and done, I'm with y'all. But these type things have followed him throughout. These type allegation and alleged situations have followed Shannon Sharpe throughout his career. Either they think you're an easy mark, or you're putting yourself in the position to keep having this happen to you. And if we really want to speak and be righteous in the conversation, the really righteous conversation is, the truth is, Shannon Sharpe, you should have a wife, bro. Why nobody ain't said that? Man, get married. Settle down. You almost 60. You got the kids already. Just get married and say, and I get it. I don't want nobody taking half of my money. I understand it's a business transaction. Get your prenup. Find your one to settle down. It's better than right now. You're gonna lose everything. Who's gonna invest? If I'm a company, am I still trying to write that check for $100 million? That $100 million bag, I'm sorry, bro. Like, unless it comes out that she is just all around lying, that's an invest. I don't know who's investing that. Not right now. It's probably gonna have to take some time for you to rebuild trust to get that contract to be signed. Because everybody now is looking at you like you retroactive, and it's your own fault. And you got a lot of cats listen, listen to these cats always try to use that righteous indignation. You gotta be on time. Negro, you gotta have discipline. You can't be disciplined in the weight room. You can't be disciplined on time, talking about time, but you ain't disciplined in your sexual life. You gotta be disciplined all around. Ocho Cinco was late, but Ocho Cinco ain't costing you $100 million bag right now. That's you. That's your actions. That's what I be telling you. You got to be, man, listen. When I get there, I'm getting there and I'm righteous. That's you. I want to see him win, man. You know why I want to see him win? Because he sets the example for us. Not Stephen A. is in trouble. Y'all ain't heard the news? They call it Stephen A. Like, Stephen A., you got us to hire this guy. This is what Shannon Sharpe had to say. He released a statement, and in the statement he said, my statement's found here. This is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. And I believe that. I do believe that, Shannon. Let's stop right there. I believe it's consensual. At this juncture, I'm electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. And let me say this. This is not, listen. He didn't have no choice. He talking about I'm elected. That's fabrication. I'm pretty sure the boss was like, man, you're going to take a little break. I will devote this time to my family, responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. We'll see if that happens, bro. I don't know. We hope so. Only way that happens is this blows over. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, and friends and colleagues. Shannon Sharpe. Stephen A. is trying to stand by you, bro. But Stephen A., they get at Stephen A. like, bro, what did you bring to us? See, Stephen A. just doesn't get the $100 million, right? Everybody talks about the $100 million, the $25 million over $100 million over 5 years. Well, with that $100 million over 5 years, Stephen A. is the executive producer. I mean, he's over the show. So he brings in the talent. He said many a time, hey, man, I hired the talent. I made sure the talent's there. I mean, when all that went down with Monica McNutt, he was like, yo, I I make sure the talent's there. I'm supposed to say, hey, this person comes on, this person doesn't come on. And now the executives, his bosses, are looking at him and saying, what did you get us into? And the question is, this started at Fox. Think about this. Majority of the people at Fox, now I'm glad because Fox is cool. Fox got all these allegations of people doing sexual misconduct, right? And get sued for sexual misconduct, which we kind of knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the workplace. You're going to have those anyway. HR happens all the time, all right? But you got Skip, you got Joy, you know what I'm saying? Now you got Shannon on ESPN. Y'all thinking Stephen A. Smith ain't getting no Mushu? He's an alpha. That's why I stay home, bro. I stay at the crib. Somebody be like, well, I did allegations. Well, when did this happen? Well, no, I was at the house. Nah, no, that happened with me. Let me see those text messages. I stay above the fray. We all are allowed to slip and fall, but you can't stay there. Just man's foul. What is it? 75? Was it 7 times? 77 times 7. But he always have to get back up. And Shannon, this is and what I'm hearing, man, and I hope it's not true. I'm hearing that, hey, they have not closed the door of this being a legal matter. Right now, it's just a civil matter. They're not closed the door. This has been a criminal matter. If it becomes a criminal matter, you got a whole different. Don't think no DA is not looking at this and saying, hey, I might can get a grand jury to like indict this. It's crazy. And I heard some people say, well, Shannon been showing that he like freaking, he freaking, and blah, 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 blah. That's cool, man. I ain't got no, listen, man, if you like it, I love it. Got nothing to do with me. But when it comes on into this atmosphere and strength, now it does, because guess what? I'm a part of the community. I'm a part of the community. So like Shannon Sharpe is, when it comes to business, when it comes to business, Shannon Sharpe is a great example. He's from my school, Savannah State University. He's an alum. He played football. I played football there. And I'm seeing that he's a great example of somebody that's going and starting his own media company and going using social media to build a social media empire. That's great. That's something that I'm aspiring to do. I look at him. I look at Stephen A. Smith that signed a $100 million contract. He just reset the market. No hate whatsoever. But man, and my question is, how many times are we going to allow the same thing to be our downfall? Look at it. And let's keep it fair. Let's keep it fair, because we got to keep it fair down the middle too, right? We got to definitely keep it fair down the middle. We got to keep it fair. And I was having this conversation with my lady. We was in the bed, and I said, hey. I said, it's a difference between men and women. She said, well, huh? I said, it's a difference between the ladies and the guys. She said, King, what's the difference? I said, listen, men, because I want to give Shannon, I don't want to just pile up, I went into my piece, but I also want to give him my out. Men and women are different in a certain situation. Majority of the time, and my wife was like, what? I said, men and women are different when it comes to relationship and certain things that's going on. What you mean, King? And you know, she went, what do you mean, King? I like, baby, listen. I said, men will pay to get away from you. She said, okay. I said, women want you to pay for them to get away from you. She said, I said, men will pay to get away, get out of this situation. But, oh, girl, I just leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered with you no more. I'm out. Right? They will pay to get out. But women want you to pay for them to get out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Women want you to pay. You know, they want the man to pay. Oh, I'm leaving, but he gonna have to pay. And that time, he owe me something. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like these women don't want to just get out of the relationship and be like, I'm done. They feel like you owe them something. I put this, no matter that you've been paying their bills, you've been taking care of them up to this point where you're like, hey, this arrangement is not working for me no more. They feel like, nope, I've invested and I need more. From what we understand, from Shannon Sharpe's perspective, he said everything was good until the sex Instagram came out. That ain't even a sex thing. That's like a sex social media post. So you know what I'm saying? The sex social media post came out. Everything's good until social media post came out. She saw that she wasn't the only one. She's like, I'm going to plan my exit, but he has to pay. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just like I'm leaving. It's like he got it. And that's what it is. When men leave, we will pay to get away from you. Girl, I don't think it's going to work. Listen, man, you can have this. I'm out. Women, oh, I'm leaving and I'm taking this. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking all this. It's just when it happens. Think about it. Being divorced is very seldom that a man leaves a woman and he wants something. If it is something that he wants, it's something that he bought into it. Hey, man, I paid for that. Something that he paid for. I pay for the house, the car. I pay for that. That's what I want. Now, don't get to it. You got some suckers that be like, oh, man, I want this. Now, come on, man. Them the guys that y'all dealt with. But most guys and men, when they ready to bounce, they be like, I paid for this. I just want what I paid for. Give me my stuff. You take your stuff. We good. Women, oh no. I want half of your stuff and my stuff. I want my stuff and half of your stuff. The relationship was 2 years, and this chick said she wants $50 million. $50 million? I did that clip. $50 million? So you think you are Chelsea Clinton? You know what I'm saying? She wants $50 million. She just don't want to leave him alone. She want to leave and take something from him. She feels entitled that her time and what she deserves is $50 million. It is definitely a shakedown. She ain't got no ring. She ain't got no kids. But she feels entitled to getting $50 million. So how can I get something? How can I take something from leaving him? I need to take something from. How can I leave him and take something from? I know. I can say he sexually assaulted me. I stayed with him through the sexual assault. Because listen, coercion is real. Right? It's real. There are men that coerce women into being with them and staying there. But what's happening is a lot of women are using the real cats that are coercion as an excuse to blackmail. And see, coercion is very subjective. Very subjective. And there are a lot of cases, many cases of men coercing women and vice versa, women coercing men. But now people are using coercion as an excuse to blackmail, to shake people down. He coerced me. Nope, you was manipulative and you was after this the whole time. Or something happened and you became vindictive and now you're after what he had the whole time. Men will just leave. All right, cool. Leave you alone. They will pay to get away. Majority of them, you got some of these betas. You got some of these these cats. And you got some, you know what I'm saying? But the real guys, we will pay to get away from you. The $10 million doesn't mean that he's guilty. The $10 million means that he's probably done this before. The $10 million means that, hey, she has enough to at least get people to think like, hey, he's guilty. And just think, if she accepted the $10 million and none of this happened, you never hear about it. You never know what's going on. You never knew this would have happened. So in some instances, this legitimately, the $10 million is a, because I hear people say, why would he do that? It really, legitimately, the $10 million payoff is a smart play if it works. If it works, he's on TV today. Now, public opinion, which everybody's guilty in public opinion. They don't care who you are. Public opinion is guilty until proven innocent. And then even when you're proven innocent in public opinion, you're still probably guilty. Some people still want to say you're guilty. Ooh, I want to do another show. Listen. Thank you guys for watching. Listen, Shannon Sharpe has a lot to. I was thinking of something. I want to talk about the Carmelo Anthony Mathis situation, because that's what I mean when I talk about public opinion, right? And we'll talk about it today. I'll give you a nugget on that because I'm coming back and talk about that. I might do that later today. Carmelo Anthony versus Mathis, and why the father showing up was kind of brilliant. Why it was kind of brilliant. But at the end of the day, Shannon, I hope this is going to cost. But hopefully more than anything in these last years that you have on this earth, you know what I'm saying? You're in great shape, so ain't no reason you can't live another 40, 50 years. And these years, the last half of your life, man, that you have on this earth, man, you know, you make better decisions. Who you deal with, who you talk to, you a little bit. And sometimes sometimes I'm gonna say this, and y'all gonna look at me crazy. Sometimes the sex means more to the men than it does to the woman. You know, like if you think biblical, Samson, him and Delilah, the sex is good. He let his guard down. She was doing all the things that he liked. Delilah was letting her choke him. Delilah was doing all the nasty things that Samson liked. And he dropped his guard. Boy, that's hilariously funny to me. Woo, that's funny to me. And I'm just saying, Shannon Sharpe, strong like Samson, he dropped his guard. And Delilah took advantage. She took advantage. God, she did all the things that he liked. She rubbed them the right way. she did those nasty things that everybody don't do. You know what I'm saying? And listen, ladies, I be trying to tell y'all this too. Like, man, listen. These are some issues that some people ain't, If you like it, I love it, Jay. Well, if you like it, I love it. But he dropped his guard. So hopefully this is a learning experience for him. And it's gonna cost him. It's probably already cost him. It's gonna cost him a little bit. But hopefully he comes out of this a better person and better for it. I think the community is taking a lot of L's, and we got to start rejoicing. And we talk about the black community. We got to start rejoicing over our people falling too, though. Like, we got to stand strong with our people. You know what I'm saying? Stand strong with them. Y'all stand strong. Listen, you're going to go through a lot. You're going to go through a lot in life. But keep the faith. You're going to make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of them. But you grow, you learn. And you get better. It's just funny, man. All that exposure Shannon was doing last year, this year. Hilarious. It's your boy King Joe. Listen, thank you guys so much. Numbers have been crazy. I appreciate you. We're back. Season 2 is back. We got some more. We got stuff coming back. We got some stuff talking about. Man, we're going to talk about Caitlyn. We're going to talk about Angel Reese. We're going to talk about the WNBA. Will it be a WNBA season? My wife said, King, did you forget about the community you was building? I did not forget. I appreciate you guys. We back, baby. Look for more content coming. Looking for the new album coming. The Audience of One. It's my first church album. Look out for that coming. Also, look out for Trigger. That's different. We're back doing music production. But we're here. We're going to be doing more content, more sports. Where Shedeur go tonight? You guys let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about what we talk about? Was Shannon out of pocket? Is he being blackmailed or was he a part of the coercion? Y'all let me know in the comment section what you like. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, I am King Joe. Or X, I am King Joe. Facebook, King David Jordan. Facebook.com/King David Jordan. YouTube, The King Joe Show. I appreciate every last one of you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go for your goals. Always go for your goals. Don't ever give up. Because success look fantastic on you. We out. Have a good day. Peace.